forsaken booth. The truth is you sadly mistaken proof. I'm better than layman shoot. I'm super.
Welcome to 3 Count Commentaries. Let us discuss MLWFUSION from December the 9th, 2021. This episode was okay. You know, it wasn't bad. I like some of the storyline elements they put on this show, which is the strong suit of MLW. Even if I don't like the matches or the characters involved, usually there's a storyline or two or three on the show that I can really get into. So we start the show with Cesar Duran's Super Lucha, where two luchadors were going to fight for all the money that is in Duran's briefcase. The opponents were Ares and Aramis, which I feel like these guys are the new Rey Mysterio and Juventud Guerrera. And what I mean by that is not only do they have good matches when they wrestle against each other, but it seems like these guys are always wrestling each other. These guys just feel like they're fighting all the time. And I don't know how many people listening to this grew up watching WCW, especially during the Nitro era. It seemed like it wasn't watching WCW Pro, WCW Saturday Night, or WCW Nitro. There was always Rey Mysterio versus Juventud Guerrera. They had at least one match a week, it feels like, every month. You know, it's like they wrestled each other somewhere. On Pro, on Saturday Night, on Nitro, somewhere. It was Juvi versus Rey. And I feel like Ares and Aramis are just fighting somewhere right now as we speak. Because it seems like guys are always wrestling each other. And they had another pretty good match, you know. There was some pretty bad botches in this joint, such as the botched tornillo by Aramis, but thankfully Ares didn't go for it. You know, he didn't play along with the botched spot. I think it was supposed to be like a twisting arm drag, but since he botched it, Ares just said, "Forget it. I'm not going to go with it." They have Ares hanging out with Holiday and Dr. Dax now. I don't know what that means. They didn't explain any of this. Anyway, Ares wins the match with a trapped leg slam. I didn't know what the hell they called it. But it was a flipping thing that was similar to Last of the Dragon, I believe it's called, which is Shingo Takagi's finish. I think it looks similar to that, I think. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. But Ares wins. And he won an undisclosed amount of money, but it was a briefcase full of cash. Later in the show, they were talking about Holiday was talking about all the things they're going to do with their new cash. Ares, was going to get a third eye, and Holiday was going to buy some new knives. It was a lot of interesting things going on here. Then we Willow cut a promo rather, about how she was trying to uplift the women's division, but Holiday is constantly attacking her and wants to bring her down. So if she wants to fight, she'll give her the fight. And I looked at this and I said, man, Willow just looks so friendly. She just looks so goddamn friendly. I don't buy into her being tough at all. I don't know, maybe her being big and bubbly is part of her personality, but the lack of intensity and how fake it came across when she was trying to cut a fiery babyface promo where she was like, "You want to fight? I'll give you a fight." I was just kind of like, I don't believe you. You look like you ticklish. I don't believe you. Anyway, Emilio Sparks went and started harassing Myron Reed again, asking Myron Reed if he was down and out, if he still had it. Myron Reed says, "What's my name?" And he said, "Myron Reed." He's like, "No, what's my name?" They went back and forth for a while. Myron Reed said that, "You acting like you don't know I came from nothing. I can make anything." Then the lights went out, even though I think they were outside. And it was dark. And Katrina, whose name is Carly something in MLW, she approached Myron Reed and said that he lost his crew, he lost his title, but he still has a long way to fall. He is eventually going to hit rock bottom. And when he does, her hands will be there to pick him up. And she has, I think, tarot cards. And this was all very interesting. This was all very mysterious. And Carly is very sexy. I kind of like that. This is not bad. This was interesting. So I'm interested in seeing what's going on here. So they went to talk to Hammerstone, He didn't get any words out because he got attacked by Matanza Duran II. And the two of them decided they were going to fight for the rest of the episode. So this is something that has become a little bit of a bee in my bonnet when it comes to Court Bauer and all the stuff that he's been doing when it comes to these booking these shows and having these endless, seemingly pointless fight scenes where guys just fight and fight and fight and fight and fight, fight, and that's all they do. So once they started throwing hands, there was no end to this fight scene. They just seem to just be fighting all over the place, and then they do the fake static as if you're knocking the the feed away, and they were just punching each other randomly, just poop, and they was going around the building punching each other, and I'm just kind of like, oh, at some point you got to realize throwing punches get boring, dog. At some point, just watching people punch each other is boring. But they tried to make this one fun. So Richard Holiday is back there talking to Alicia Atut. They're still pretending that they're not dating. He told her that Canadians don't celebrate Christmas, which surprised her, and said that her jewelry was cheap, which also surprised and that he got her a real gift. So she was kind of, despite the fact that he had just insulted her twice, he broke out this gift, and she was interested in seeing what it was. So he opens it up, and it was a dynastic cup, a mug. And she was looking at this thing like, a mug? It was like, yeah, you thought that the mug was the greatest thing ever. So Hammerstone and Matanza starts to fight each other right near Holiday and Atut. Hammerstone grabs the mug and smashes it over Matanza's head. Richard Holiday absolutely freaks out. Then Alicia, of course, she gets out of the way because she's a woman. While Matanza is dazed, Hammerstone grabs a chain and beats him essentially to death with this chain. Richard Holiday is on his hands and knees picking up the pieces of this mug. He picking up the pieces of this mug of this Christmas gift that he knows Alicia is going to love. Then she chews him out for giving her a mug for Christmas. and he's like, and he gets on Hammerstone for being rude and breaking the gift. And he's completely oblivious to this. Hammerstone was fighting for his life and against this man monster thing. And all he cares about is this mug and trying to put the mug back together. It was great. Like, that made it funny. That made it fun. It made it interesting. Now, I could say, why are we doing this with Matanza? That sounds stupid. But I don't think this was the real Matanza anyway. I think it was another guy in the Matanza suit. And they're doing fake Matanzas. That's what it seems like here. That they're using fake Matanzas. Like, okay, I'll accept that. It is what it is. All right. That was funny as shit, though. So Alicia Atut wasn't done. She also did a Contra report where she told the story of Contra up to this point and was talking about where all the members were now. So apparently Mads Kruger is fighting in the pits of South Africa, swearing vengeance against the traitorous Fatu. Court Bauer, he got such a flair for the dramatic, doesn't he? Kuro Kwan has renounced Contra and is now training with Tajiri in Japan. What? I renounced Contra. We don't get to see this. He's just telling us about it. This show don't tell. I mean, come on, man. Jacob Fatu and Joseph Samael have both disappeared. Apparently, Joseph Samael disappeared before the War Games match. I'm sorry, War Chamber match. And Jacob Fatu disappeared afterwards. Very weird decision making to just tell us that they're all missing and not show us that they're missing. Like, I would have been okay with Kuro Kwan doing a short promo saying that he renounces Contra and that he's going to take up Tajiri as a new mentor or something like that. That you could have done that easily with no real stress on time. It literally takes 10 seconds. Mads Kruger in the fighting pits of South Africa. That just sounds ridiculous. It just sounds ridiculous. It's pro wrestling as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's pro wrestling as fuck. So the next match was Matt Cross versus NZO. Yes, that NZO, the certified stud, or certified G bona fide stud NZO. Somebody had a sign in the crowd that says, all these free agents and we get NZO. Furthermore, how do you sign Enzo and then don't let him talk? Enzo did not cut a promo on this show. That's the fucking gimmick. That's what everybody wants. Nobody wants to watch Enzo wrestle. Everybody wants to hear Enzo talk. You know, we should have started this joint out easily with an Enzo promo. But he ended up wrestling Matt Cross. The match was Enzo still can't work, okay? So Enzo grabbed the ring apron, pulled the ring skirt up. The referee broke it, had his back turned, fixing the ring skirt, because apparently the referee's a housekeeper too. Then he got kicked Enzo kicked Matt Cross in the balls, used Gail Kim's old finish, the old eat defeat, and pinned him. And Enzo wins his first match. He actually bladed in this match too. So he was bleeding essentially for no reason. They told the story that Casey Navarro was unhappy with how Enzo won this match and was coming to ringside to discuss this on commentary when Enzo attacked him from behind and shot him on the guardrail by picking him up and, atomic dropping him on the guardrail rather. And then he picked him up and did a razor's edge against the ring post. And it looked awesome. It looked like it hurt like hell. So he picked him up in the razor's edge position and just ran into the ring post. It looked great. So they're doing Enzo and Casey Navarro next. I'm like, okay, that was pretty cool. All right, I'll give them credit for that. So the main event of the show, 5150 versus Los Parks. So early in the show, Conan talked about, hey, I'm the calm before the storm. This is what's about to happen. We're about to take these tag team titles. Slice Boogie said that this match is going to be like a bank robbery. The stakes are high. This is going to be like the first time you go into the bank and you tell the teller put the money in the bag. It says win or go home. There is no second chance. There is no second shot at this. Rivera said that these titles represent all that we never had. It represents all the Latinos was never supposed to have, which is very strange because Los Parks are literally Mexicans. I know. I know, but you can't do it when your opponents are Mexicans. You can't go the woke way when they're the same damn demographic as you. Can't do this. You can't be like, we were never supposed to be here. We ain't never supposed to be these guys. It's like, you're from New York. These guys are from fucking Mexico. Mexico's a third world country. So no, you can't. If anything, on the progressive stack, being an actual Mexican would be over being Rivera, Danny Limelight, usually Puerto Rican. That's been an American. Nah, I'm sorry, nah. Mexicans, third world country. Come on. Anyway, 5150 defeated Los Parks to win the MLW Tag Team Championships. I like the finish though. The finish was the foot stomp into the Death Valley Driver. It was a double pin. This was also a Philly street fight because why not? I don't think anybody's gonna follow the rules anyway. Los Parks consisted of El Hijo del LA Park and LA Park Jr. So they were smart enough to not beat the legend LA Park. And in fact, the legends LA Park and Homicide were not even involved in this. They fought off. Into the night and disappeared. But it was a typical street fight where they hit each other with stuff, and there was wooden planks and all kinds of things. It was, I feel like we see a street fighter pretty much every week on wrestling TV now. They've kind of lost all their luster. That said, I do like 5150. I like the aura of the group. I like the two young guys, man. I'm enjoying watching these two guys. And as two guys I made fun of before, I'm glad that they found a vehicle that actually works for them. Conan always adds something to these groups that he's involved in. Homicide does as well, usually. So this was fun. It was, okay to watch. But it's been fun watching these guys grow. So the show ends on an angle with Calvin Tankman. Apparently, Alex Kane was showing up with this guy that I guess was in his car. Tankman absolutely snuffed this guy, which was great. Knocked him clean the fuck out. And then went over to the driver's side, which I'm guessing was Alex Kane because he drove off. And that's how the show ended. So I was like, well, okay. I mean, whatever. So MLW was fun. The Myron Reed Carly thing is interesting. She's predicting that Myron Reed's going to hit rock bottom. I would like to see him actually hit rock bottom, though. Like, we know he lost his crew. His boys are gone. And we know that he lost his title. But what else is there for him to lose? And I'm interested in what else they're going to take away from him in order to put him in a position where I'm guessing he's going to end up siding with her. So I'm very interested in that. The Alicia Toots and Richard Holiday, I'm guessing the love affair, as you want to call it. The relationship is very interesting. It's funny because Richard Holiday is great. Also like the Dynasty when they're doing stuff together. I wasn't a fan of Hammerstone's fighting forever with this Matanza thing, but at least it ended on something that I found to be somewhat humorous. And even though it was ridiculous and how it was put together, it was still fun to watch. Arez and Aramis put on an entertaining match. I love watching those guys work, even if I feel like I've seen them wrestle 100 times already. At least it was fun. Enzo, nice to see him. I wish he had cut a promo instead of actually wrestled, but I guess we got time for that. That's Enzo's strong suit, man. Enzo's strong suit is talking. You let the guy talk. If you watched this, let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, donate to the channel. Thank you guys for your time, and I'll talk to you guys later, man. Peace.